What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, so we know this film, The Marvels, is out in theaters right now, absolutely stinking up the joint. Nobody is checking for this film. Nobody went to see it. Lowest MCU box office of all time. And that kind of matches with this particular character right here, Miss Marvel. Lowest viewership on Disney Plus. Out of all the Disney Plus Marvel television shows, her show, Miss Marvel, right there, Iman Vellani, the actress you see, was the lowest of all those shows. And so, yeah, it doesn't look like anybody is very interested in what's happening next with this character. Nobody was interested enough to watch her in the first place. Nobody was interested enough to see the follow-up with the Marvels. Nevertheless, we got Disney putting together a new feminist Young Avengers team, proving they learned nothing from the Marvels box office bomb. Now, this was a post-credit scene. If you didn't see it, I'm sorry. I'm about to drop some spoilers. You are free to turn away right now. I doubt anybody's turning away because either you've already seen this movie or you have no interest in seeing this movie and you don't mind me saying what I'm about to say. So, here's the information right here. The end of the Marvels film reveals a new team, which fans will be largely disinterested in. And this is the scene right here. I'm not going to play it, but you can see who that is, all right? It's old Kate Bishop. And basically what happens is Kamala Khan, a.k.a. Miss Marvel, appears to be the lead as she speaks with Nick Fury at the end of the Marvels film about putting together a new team. In the film, she meets up with Kate Bishop, who Disney has already established as the replacement Hawkeye in the Disney Plus show. Kate Bishop comes into her own with the largely hapless Clint Barton, showing her to be a better Mary Sue version of Hawkeye than Barton could have ever been. She's the first recruit in this female-forward super team Marvel seems to be assembling. And then it says Cassie Lang, who spent the recent Ant-Man movie mirroring the art of Kate Bishop in replacing Scott Lang, will also be included, as Kamala Khan mentions her awareness of other young female heroes' existence. If Hawkeye or Miss Marvel gets a season 2 where the two women meet, it would all but confirm the core of this feminist Young Avengers team. Look, people are saying that this thing isn't going to happen. I absolutely think this is going to happen, all right? I absolutely think this is going to happen. I understand why people don't think it's going to happen, because that would show how brain dead Marvel really is. I don't think it's going to be a movie. I think it's going to be a Disney Plus television show. I think they're going to throw together a Disney Plus TV show, and they're probably going to keep it very budget light, but I think they're going to absolutely do this. Because, look, Feige is deep into this ideology, you guys. He's not knee deep, he's not waist deep, he is neck deep into the ideology. He is up to here in ideology. He believes it. He's a true believer. He's not just some guy out there just saying, oh yeah, we got to do this. No. Kevin Feige is a true believer in wokeism and the woke ideology. He wants this. He believes in this. All right. So there's no chance in the world he's going to cancel. This is an opportunity for this dude. All right. Are you kidding me? A feminist Young Avengers? Oh my God. Oh, this is going to be phenomenal. That's how Kevin Feige is looking at this. And check this out. It continues. The original Young Avengers comic marked the first of Marvel's woke push into replacing characters with diversity, most notably in the gay characters of Wiccan and Hulkling. Do you really think that Kevin Feige is about to pass up the opportunity to do all of that? Do you really think this cat is about to pass it up? A prime opportunity to push DEI BS on the kids. All right, because this is the Young Avengers. So this is specifically trying to target younger audiences. Do you think Kevin Feige and Disney and all of these woke clowns, do you think they're really going to pass that opportunity up? I don't think they're going to pass it up at all. Again, I think it will be a television show. All right, I absolutely believe in that. But yeah, they're going to do it. All right. And yeah, it's going to be female-led. It's going to be led by Miss Marvel and Kate Bishop. Probably have America Chavez in there, Cassie Lang. I mean, you know, again, not doing what they should be doing, because we've already been talking about that when it comes to the Marvels. They need to pay attention to the Marvels and focus on what? 65% male leaning, 45% men over 25. Listen, you might not like these numbers. You might not like that I bring these numbers up, but these are the facts. All right, we're dealing with facts right now, and the facts is that this is the audience for a female-led comic book movie. I mean, think about that for a minute, all right? A female-led movie. Did we see these kind of numbers when it came to Barbie? A female-led movie, and more men showed up. 45%, almost half of the people that went to this movie were men over the age of 25. When is Marvel going to get this to their heads? This is your target demographic. This is your core audience, your primary audience. This is who you should be making the content for. Not these clowns down here, not the women. We gave it the best grade of 82%. Nobody cares, all right? Only 22% of the theater showed up. If men didn't show up at this thing at all, can you imagine if this 65% didn't show up at all? I mean, golly, man. It would have been an empty the theaters, it would have been even worse if they were relying just strictly on the women they made this film for to actually populate those theaters. It would have been terrible. These are the guys that made comic books big to begin with, that made comic book characters huge. These guys, okay? That's your core audience. The people that were collecting the comic books, the people that were collecting the merch, all right? Showing up, breathing, and living this thing every day of their lives when they were young kids, even maybe into their 20s and 30s. These were the guys. That's your audience, Marvel, okay? I don't know why I got to sit up here and explain this. These are the cats. These are the cats that was going to San Diego Comic-Con like myself when it was just comics. I went to San Diego Comic-Con when it was just comics. All right? These are the guys that you need to focus on. And see, here's the thing. You can't pick up the passion of a comic book fan or a fan, honestly, of anything. You can't pick up the passion of this stuff just by handing Nia DaCosta a stack of books and say, yo, read up on these characters. We're going to do a movie. You can't get into the passion of that. Nia DaCosta can read up all she wants to on all of the comic book lore and everything, and she can go through the encyclopedias and read and check it all out, go to Wikipedia, read all of the different things. She can go and do that. She can buy the comics, all right? That's easy, all right? But it's different when you grow up with it. It's different when you lived and breathed this stuff daily, every single day when you were a young kid or even when you were an older adult coming up. All right. Looking forward to the next issue. Man, I don't know what the next issue is going to be like. Man, it's going to have all kinds of twists and turns to it. I can't wait to get it. Chopping it up with your friends. You're all speculating what you think is going to happen. Oh, man, I don't know. I think it's going to be this, Like that is something that's passion that you cannot replace just by handing somebody a stack of comics. And they can read every comic. They can read all of them. And it's still not going to replace the passion that these kids, when we were young kids, that we felt when, hey, man, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's coming down the pipe next. You know what I'm saying? Breathing it out with your fans. Shit, I still remember calling that damn 900 number to try to save Jason Todd. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't replicate that just by handing somebody the whole story, the stack of books. Because, again, when you were a kid coming up, you didn't know what the hell was going to happen around the corner. And that goes for any fan base, to be very honest with you. You can't replicate what's going down. I mean, again, you could give somebody the knowledge. Here's the information, but you ain't passionately living that out. And you need passion right now, Marvel. You need people that are passionate about the stories that are being told in your film series. And you don't have that. You got guys that have an encyclopedic knowledge, but they don't have it in here. And it shows. This stuff feels dead right now. And honestly, again, when you had guys like James Gunn, that's why I feel like that James Gunn loss was huge for Marvel. It was big because you lost the guy that actually probably had some passion for comic books. And you may or may not like James Gunn, but I can say, honestly, I believe this man has a true belief and a true passion. He was a geek when he was growing up. I have no doubts in my mind about that. I might have disagreed with all of his takes on different books, but I believe this cat is a geek. And the same thing with Favreau. I think he was a geek coming up. Feige is not a geek, man. He is not. And this is the cat. He's a producer, and he's probably a good producer, but he's just a producer. And he latched on to Marvel because this was something that was carrying his career, and he just kind of falling into it. But I don't think this cat really grew up like that. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But that's what I'm saying. You got to talk to these cats and get these guys on board with what it is that you're doing. That number right there, the 65%, and not all of them, but a lot of them, were those young cats growing up, geeking out over the next thing that was about to happen in the books, watching the cartoons when it was just cartoons, and, loving every inch of, Marvel comics or DC comics or whatever the case may be. And Feige don't understand this stuff. He can't understand it because if he did understand it, I don't understand what he's doing right now. Again, this guy is blasphemous. If he understands that he's a blasphemer, he's like, man, what are you doing here? And look, I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not saying that Nia DaCosta or some Johnny-come-lately director can't pick up a stack of books and translate that into a decent movie. I'm not saying that at all right? But there's one thing to just pick up a stack of books, and there's another thing to live it and then breathe it and experience it with your fellow fans, with your fellow geeks, with your nerds, with all of your homies, okay? There's a big difference, and that's the difference. That's what's the missing ingredient, I feel, in my opinion, right now with Marvel, is that these cats don't know. They don't know, and they don't want to know. They just want to push ideology through the Marvel Studios banner, and that's a damn shame because, again, Marvel, man, they had something great, But we'll see what happens with this whole Young Avengers thing. Again, I absolutely believe that this shit is 1,000% happening, all right? They're going to bring all of these guys in here. They're going to have Kate Bishop. Man, it's going to be trash, man. They're going to have this Kate Bishop character. They're going to have Cassie Lane. I absolutely believe that this is coming next. I don't think they're going to cancel it at all. I would love to be wrong, though. I'm going to tell you that right now. I would love to be wrong, and I would love Feige to course correct and get all of this crap out of there and just make Marvel great again. But you guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.